Hey guys, it's Mary, and I'm back with an all-new Raw video blog for this week. It was a jam-packed show, so we got a lot to get to, so why don't we get straight to it. Shane McMahon was in charge of Raw again this week. The storyline was that due to social media response, they were trying to say originally that it was because of ratings, but the ratings weren't that good, but they put him in charge again. Stipulations, something like that. I guess it didn't matter about the Undertaker stuff. Apparently, the Undertaker is never fighting again either at WrestleMania, but rumors. So they put Shane in charge again, and it was a really good Raw. A lot of stuff went down. Kevin Owens originally came out and demanded a rematch for his Intercontinental Championship, and Shane said that he had to earn it, so he put him in a match against Cesaro, and Cesaro won, which means Cesaro was facing The Miz for the IC title at Payback, and Kevin Owens is pissed off, and he told Shane that since Sami Zayn, because Shane said Sami didn't get a fair shot at the WWE #1 contender heavyweight championship spot, that Sami was getting a match against AJ Styles, and that if Sami won, then it would be a triple threat at Payback. So Kevin threatened that he was going to take out Sami, and Shane ejected him from the building. And in a shocking first, Kevin Owens did not make it back into the building. So that was kind of different and cool. I wish he would have snuck back in a disguise or something like that, but he didn't come back. Natty had a championship match against Charlotte, and it was awesome. The ladies put on a show, but Ric Flair got involved, and Charlotte retained due to DQ, even though Natty actually won. So there was that. The Bullet Club debuted, or Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson showed up finally. Rumors have been rampant that they were coming up. We didn't know if they were going to NXT. Didn't know if they were going to the main roster right away. Looks like they're going into the main roster. They took out the Usos. Kind of weird, since the Usos are related to Roman Reigns. Is this possibly saying that AJ is going to reunite with the Bullet Club, which is, what I was saying, they don't need to turn him heel just to get Reigns over as a face. Reigns is doing a good job of walking that, line right now between good guy and bad guy. As he says, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm just the guy, which I still think is a shot at Seth. And when Seth comes out, he's going to be like, come back, and he's going to be like, I'm the man, who the hell are you? So that was really cool. They took him out. There was no music. They just came out of nowhere and just annihilated him. So the tag team division has gotten this huge spark as of the last 2 weeks. We got the Vaudevillains now from NXT. We got Enzo and Cass on the main roster. We now have Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And we have Primo and Epico. I think they're going to be Primo and Epico eventually coming back to the tag team division. So they look like they're putting stock back into that stuff. Sami vs. AJ was the match of the night. It was unbelievable. AJ won clean. The guys shook hands backstage. It was just like the better man won. It was a cool face moment, which just means that you don't have to have a clear face or heel facing each other. You could have two faces and just being like, yeah, man, you're the better dude tonight. Hope to see you soon. You'll get your shot, eventually down the line. So that was great. In the main event, Shane decided that he wanted to see Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns team together, because earlier in the night Roman Reigns cut a promo, and then League of Nations came out, and then the lights went out and went bang, and then Bray Wyatt came out with his family, and they took everybody out, like helping Reigns, but not really. They were just taking out the League of Nations, and Shane said he wanted to see them team together, so he teamed Bray Wyatt and he teamed with Roman Reigns, and they faced off against the League of Nations. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Sheamus and Rusev. Sounds about right. I don't know. No, Sheamus and the other dude. Del Rio. I forget all the time who's in that faction, even though they're true heels. But they had a good match. Roman got booed every single time he got in the ring, and Bray got a huge face reaction. And I don't know, maybe Bray Wyatt's face. Roman got the hot tag and no, they booed, but when Bray got tagged in, he got a huge hot tag and he was getting cheered and he was on fire. He was like hitting really hard. He was really good in the match, and I never have anything good to say about the Wyatt family, so I'm pretty impressed right now. What baffles me is that the WWE, I mean, yeah, granted, it took them a while, but they realized that maybe they've booked Bray really, really wrong and they screwed up with him, and they're like, maybe we should turn him face. He gets, like, this awesome reaction from the crowd with the cell phones and stuff like that. But you guys can't figure that out with Roman Reigns, like, and be like, oh, well, he's getting booed. Maybe we should turn him into a heel. I mean, granted, he would probably get cheered as a heel. But I digress. So that was basically the whole entire show. It was really, really good. I recommend going back and watching it. I don't know if I missed anything, but it was just a good street wrestling show, and very little storyline. Shane's like a booker. He's not even like in charge, he just kind of pops up and books matches and does what he has to do to get the show going, and it's refreshing. Raw didn't open with a 20-minute monologue from the Authority. It's going to be really, really hard for the Authority to be put back in position at this point, because the 2 Raws that have been run without them have significantly shown that it can be different, and people are responding to it and they like it, and there were not a lot of complaints on Twitter on Monday. That's all I can say, because that's where I feel everything out. So we will see. The Authority's got to come back at some point, because Triple H and Stephanie are not going to be happy about this. So they were going to face off with Shane, and I think that's going to probably lead to the brand extension. I also think that maybe Vince is starting to realize that, like, he might be a little out of touch, and instead of just being like, screw it, and changing everything, like, you know what I mean? Like, changing the way things are run, changing the way the format of the show is, not necessarily taking Steph and Trips out, but I think that he was like, to save face, he was like, well, we need to have a storyline that shows that, there's a reason why things are changing. And I think that's why they brought Shane in. I still think that Shane has a bigger contract that we know, or he signed an extension. I don't know if he's going to be in the UK on the tour next week, but we will see. That's just my theory. I think that Vince is starting to let Triple H run things a little more behind the scenes. And I think Triple H is behind this Shane thing, I think that Shane and Triple H are probably working together. I read reports that they both agree that Roman Reigns is not the guy, and that they're trying to move forward with the storylines, and Vince is still not having it. But that's it for this week. Follow me on Twitter at mayor_bear. Follow Busted Open at Busted Open Radio. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. We're all over the place. Go to bustedopennation.com, which is what you should be on right now if you're watching this video, and listen to Busted Open Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's about it. Until next week, have a good week, guys. You'll see me then with my $60 makeup on. Have a good night. Peace.